Yes, now the session is starting. I was recording. I was coming up, opening the recorder. Allow me to share my screen. I will share the entire screen. Okay. I hope now my screen is on. Someone to confirm. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Now this is what you have. Everyone, this is what you have. Except maybe Dan Ongaro mwenye bado haijakamilika kwake. But no worries, we are going to finish this together. Now when you open, kwa wale wenye nilikuwa nasaidia, if you noted nilikuwa na ipin kwa taskbar hapa chini for easier access. So you see niko na 6 hapa, there is a version 6 here and this is the 7 So we used this previously, now we are using version 7, this one. So I've already pinned here. So when you click, you open up the system and you meet the first interface with some controls on it and also a grid. The grid you are seeing here, it's not a grid that maybe you are thinking like we can have a graph paper like this one or this. This just a grid, lines to guide you when you are drawing. But for now, I think all through the sessions, we are not going to use this one. And there is a point where we are going to disable and have what we call a clear template. So I will start from the top here. When you're already washapitia hizi vitu zote mmeona, we have the file, edit, tools, help, and the login to account. The file, when you click on file, there are some controls there. We know files like when unaweza fungua Microsoft Word, you go to file, itakupea some controls up like saving, creating a new one, etc. Printing, etc. Edit, you do the same, like you have done you have made a template, you have stored, now you want to edit it, you can edit there. There are some tools also like the grid, changing of default fonts. You want, like, these are like we may not use this batch. This one we may not use the much except the file when we are going to save our work. Yeah, the file when we're going to save, that's the one we are going to use there. So I may not dwell much here. Coming to the next line, there is a plus. This implies that we want to create a new graphic. When you click on this, whatever that was on this interface will be masked for you to have now a new slide or a new graphic. Next to it is the printer. You can print directly from this system or software. The next to it is what we call the cut feature. When you cut, just like imagine you are on your Microsoft Word, you can cut or you can copy and you can paste. Next to it is copy. Copy means you are leaving behind, but cut means you are cutting it out totally and you are pasting it elsewhere. Next to it is the paste one, the clipboard. You paste what you have copied from this side. Next to it is the undo. When you have made maybe a mistake, you click undo or Control Y for those with the keyboard shortcut. Then we have a redo. Like you have undone, now you can redo again. You can go back there. The next to it is the degree or radians. That one will come during the mathematics presentation. Then next to it is the copy, graphic, and the return. Once you have copied here, you copy and you return to that interface. I wish all these functionalities will be in action during now the training. When you are starting the class, you are going to see how the facilitator will use them, and on the process atakuwa na explain. For instance, here we have how you can change the line. It can be a solid, dots or dashes, etc. When you want to draw a line, you can change the size of the line, the thickness of the line. Here using this drop down, you can change the color of the line by clicking on the next icon. You choose a color of the line here. Then next you can now this one comes when you are using the brush tool. The brush tool on our left yenye sijafika hapa, on our left taskbar there are some tools also I'm going to mention, but here is when you are using the brush tool, you come and change the design of the brush you are going to use, and also the color of the brush that you are going to use. You come down here next, we have now this icon which is like a grid. This grid is the one now we are seeing here. It's the one that we are seeing here, which we have said the purpose of it is to guide you just to draw the lines, just like a marker to guide you to draw lines. For us to enable, it's enabled by default, but for us to disable, we are going to click on the icon once. You see now the grid has gone. If you want to enable it, you click on the grid again once and the grid comes up. So let's disable for now. Next to it is what we call the isometric grid. The isometric grid will come when we want to have some isometric grid. I think we will show you where we are going to use it, and there's so many other things here. We have like for instance, this is the points. When you are marking points along the line, you want them to be auto, like from point A, point P, or point P, Q, R, for you to be auto, for them to be auto automatically. No grid or geometrical aware drawing. Then we have the using of the grid. You make it constant, like it should stay there, and all that. You see the others are grayed out because we have not done any graphics on this interface. But the moment we introduce any graphic here, the rest will now be active. So let me come to my left panel here. On the left panel, we start with an icon with a mouse, like a cursor of a mouse. We know the cursor, the purpose is to select, right? So that is also the same purpose for this one, is to select a point. Like you select a point, you click on a point like that, and you move it. So the function of the first icon is to move around. You select objects and move them around. The next icon downwards is a line tool. We have a line tool, and in this system we have different types of lines which can be refilled when we click the drop down icon. There is a drop down here. When you click on it, you are going now to get different types of lines. You are going to get different types of line. We start with the line, which is a symbol line. Then we have a midpoint line, we have a ray line, we have an extended line, we have a rise and run line, we have a length, we have a ruler. You can make a ruler here for you to measure. When you want to be precise, like it is 3.6 centimeters, you use a ruler here, come and measure 3.6, or you will be shown how to use what we call properties. You draw a line, you go to properties, and you change the dimension of that line. So let me give an example. For instance, I pick a line, the first one. It prints a cross on the screen. What I'm going to do here, I will click, just like when you're clicking a mouse, the left. I don't know if kuna mtu ako left-handed mwenye atatumia the right click, but majority of us tuko right-handed, so we are going to use the left click on the mouse. So the left click, I'm going to click on it and hold, then drag across here so that we are going to draw a line. We can rotate it the way we want, but let me have it horizontal like this one. That's a line. We have made a line. And any construction, I was taught by my teacher that any construction starts with a line. So you start with a line like that one. So we want to know the dimension of this line. We want to know the dimension of this line. We can either use a ruler. We can come and pick a ruler like that, place it here, draw it across up to where we have the end of the line. We can see that this line is how many centimeters? How many centimeters? Exactly, it is 13 centimeters. That's very correct. So you have used a ruler, and by the way, it is very precise. Even if you print this one, you print on the paper and now measure physically with your ruler, you are going to get 13 centimeters. So you see how wonderful this system is. Then there is what we call, let me go back and show you how I will use the select this one. So when I click on it, I come and click on the ruler like that, I can move it like this. Now that's the purpose of the first icon, moving things around. You click and hold, then you move things around. I want to do away with it, I click on delete on my keyboard and it goes. There is this what we call dimension. We normally use them when we want to give dimension of like a height of a cylinder, a height of something. Let me show you. We want to give dimension of this. Let me make this line vertical and I'll move faster. Let me have this line vertical like this. Now I want to give kama nichole tu kakitu kanakaa hivi, acha tu kachole kakue hivi, hata kama kako straight vizuri ni sawa, for purpose of demonstration. So tutataka kuambia student what is the height or depth of this figure of ours. We come and use the dimension tool here. I will come and select the dimension tool, click on the any part of the any edge of this scroll down up to the last edge. You see iko na arrow spot end, una click alafu una move to mouse yako. You see I'm just moving the mouse so when I will say hapo iko sawa, nita click hapo alafu nimwambie. Have you seen? I think you have seen now the purpose of the dimension tool, this one when you want to define the height of something. And also you can mwalimu pia atawaonyesha kwamba you can go to editing properties here and do something. Yes, hii atawafunza. We are just introducing and do something on this dimension, like inputting the exact measurement or what the measurement you want to the scale, etc. Yeah, so let me do away with this. Then next, after the line tool, we have what we call the circle. There are different types of circles which can be accessed by the drop down here. We have the center or radius circle, we have the diameter, we have 3-point circle, we have the circle, we have the compass and the dial. These all tutaona how we are going to use them, but let me maybe mention the first two. The center and radius is whereby if I select the center and radius, that means my circle that I'm going to draw will be based on the radius, the center and the radius of that circle. So already you see a cross on the screen, that means it is ready to draw. So what you do, you click on your mouse like that and hold, then move outside. You see it is now coming from the center. If you saw, I clicked somewhere in the midst and I moved it around, so it is the radius. Have you seen now the radius is increasing? So that is the radius, center and the radius circle. But there is this one which is the diameter circle. The diameter means wherever we are going to click, it will be the circumference. We are going to click along the circumference of the circle and draw like a diameter across. Like, let me do it. I'm going to click once, hold, move along. You see, I'm creating a diameter. Are you seeing that? This is a diameter right from here where I clicked and I moved outward. This creates a diameter. a diameter circle. So we have a difference between the radial circle and a diameter circle, but all in all, they are all drawing circles, but they are used in different scenarios. After this, we have the rectangle tool. The rectangle tool has also different other figures that you can draw under this, like a rectangle. We have an angled rectangle, we have a parallelogram, a rhombus, a kite, we have a trapezium, we have a rounded rectangle, and we have the import picture. Now this one will be handy when you are dealing with the science diagrams. Importing picture, I said you can use a picture, manipulate that picture, and have it as your image. Here on this system, we are going to use this import picture. So if you want to draw a triangle, we just click on the triangle and move our cursor like that, and that one makes a perfect rectangle, If you want to draw an angled rectangle, you click, you change, then you, like this one will give you like an angle. You see, yeah, it's like a tilted rectangle. Okay, I was to admit someone. That okay, yes. Oh, senior, mkono iko juu. Ukiona ako waiting room unaniambia, you know, sasa mimi nimeconcentrate huku. Okay, sawa. Haya. So there are so many things you can do. There's different, like a parallelogram, a rhombus, a kite, etc. We are going to see that. Next to it is what we call the text box or the equation box. The text box, umechora kitu yako, diagram yako, you want to label, or you want to give, for instance, you want to type. Let me say typing. Figure 3.0. Figure 3.0. So what have we used? We have used the text box. We have used the text box. You can move it across like that, and also we are going to see some formatting. You can format it to be bold. You can format it to increase in size, and so many other things. Mwalimu pia atafunza hiyo. You see now imekuwa kubwa. You move around it. Okay, so that is under the text or equation box. There is what we call the auto text or equation. Hii inaambia system kwamba ukitype along your sentence inaweza detect kwamba this is an equation. Ina change automatically, inakuwa an equation. When you select, for instance, ukiachana hii title, this, like, it makes the bold. It's just a text that has been enlarged and it's bold. And at least we know it is A, B, C, D, or Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3. We want to make also the same as the table. We want to make a table of values. Then we have this. Let me talk about this. The text box now, it's purely text. Hii hata ukitype haita says kwamba it is a formula, so that it can change, or it's an equation for it to change. Let me show you now the difference of our text box. When I say y equals to mx plus c, what it is, I said y equals to mx plus c. We want to type like that one. Na tukiachilia, ukiona inakaa tu text, inakaa text, y venye iko, m venye iko, x venye iko, etc. But if we change it now to an equation box, see the difference. When I'll type y equals to mx, no, not this one, mx plus c, it is supposed to change to equation. It is supposed to change to equation. See the difference here. One looks like an equation, the other one does not look like an equation, right? I think you have seen the difference between the text box and the equation box. This one will sort of be, now to be on a safer side, like you don't want to switch between what, we use the auto. You use the auto, type ukitaka kutype kitu kama x squared, si unaona inakuwekea x squared automatically, but uliandika tu x number 2, in a sense tu inajua hiyo ni x squared plus y cubed equals to mx, something like that. You see now this forms like an equation, na ni system tu imekuandikia, but haungeandika kama ulikuwa kwa text box hii. Kama ulikuwa kwa hapo huwezi andika hizi vitu. Let me show you venye itakuwa. X squared itaandika hivyo plus y cubed equals to mx. I think the difference is seen. There is a difference between a text box and an equation box. You have seen the two. Yeah, then we have an icon here. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6. The sixth one is what we call points. When you want, when you have drawn like a line, let me say like a line like this, you can say, you can label point A, and this to be automatically point B. You just click at the end of the line and drag a bit, inakupea A and B. Na pia unaweza itumia mahali kwingine. I will show you where you can use it. We can manipulate. You can manipulate this. We use it in a different way that can, maybe where we need dots, mahali tunataka kuchaza dots. Unaona I'm making dots on the screen. Okay, I'm making dots. So like you want to fill gas in a gas jar or a gas cylinder, unataka kuchaza gas mahali with the dots. Now that one will come handy, you see. So we are just manipulating. Then we have what we call the curve or smoothed line. Under smoothed line we have the Bezier curve and the sine or cosine curve. Hizi pia mwalimu atawaonesha, but we can make one like see smoothed line like ni line unaweza make a random one ikuwe kitu kama hiyo, the way you want to draw it hivyo, that's a smoothed line. Na hii ingine pia the Bezier curve, yes, you see it makes things there. Hii ni hesabu, hii tutasoma kwa maths all through. Then we have the triangle. The triangle tool, we have different types of triangles. We have an isosceles triangle with the base. We have an isosceles triangle with the side. We have an equilateral triangle. We have a right triangle with the base, and we have a right triangle with the hypotenuse. We have a polygon, regular polygon, and we have these polygons here. The triangle, you want to make just a simple triangle. You click on the triangle, click once on the screen, move your mouse downwards, click the point where you want to end, and move it to where you want, to any position you want. This is any type of triangle. But when you want to make an isosceles triangle, two sides equal, you select it, you click on the screen, move across to your desired length, click on it, then now move your mouse either up or down. This is an isosceles triangle. These sides are equal. Two sides are equal. That's an isosceles triangle. Now the same with the right angle, the right angle, and also the polygon. Allow me to move next icon, which is the the eclipse. The eclipse. Under eclipse, we have eclipse defined by axis. Yes, eclipse defined by axis, like we have the x-axis and the y-axis. Hapo nimechoose hiyo ya axis, ndaichora hiyo ni along the x-axis, whereby I can move it like this, make something look like a globe, globe like that, or an oval, just an oval like that, something like that, yeah. So hizi pia ni mzuri, tutajifunza. It's an interesting point. Hizi vitu zote pia tutajifunza. We have next arc. During construction, we are going to use arcs. Like you make an arc when you want to draw an angle of 60, make an arc when you want to draw a perpendicular, drop a perpendicular. all those arcs ziko hapa, na hizi pia tutajifunza how they are used. Next is the angle tool. Angle is like you are marking an angle. Marking an angle, let me demonstrate that one. I want to draw a line like this one, and I draw another random line like that one. It is hard to tell what is the angle of this, what angle have we formed in between these two lines. But when we come to the mark angle tool, we can mark angle and the system will tell us that that is 64. That angle is 64 without any doubt. Ukiprint itatoka 64. So hiyo ndio kazi yake. Under that pia kuna what we call the protractor. You can make a protractor here and measure the angle. You see how beautiful it is? You can make a protractor and measure any angle you want. Kama ni hiyo tungeimesha. If you can measure, tunaweza measure bado tupate ni 64. Tunaweza ipima tupate bado ni 64. Let me try to balance. Yes, if I can zoom in, yes, if I can zoom in up to that point, we can clearly see that this is 64, roughly 64 point something, right? Inakaribia tu kwa 64, na tumetumia protractor ya system na pia imetukonfirmia kwamba hiyo angle ni 64. That angle is 64. Let me zoom back. Yes, so we are going to see other interesting. The 360 protractor hii ina make kitu inakaa circle. Let me show you. Hivyo protractor iko 360 degrees, unaiachilia hapo. Yes, pia hiyo tutaona how we are going to use it. Next, let's go to the under that we have the bearings. Pia ulisikia mwalimu akisema tutajifunza bearing, the true knot. When you have you want to make a hizi tumeziona, si ndio? We have tested, walimu wa hesabu tumetest hizi, something like that. Hii system inakuchorea kitu kama hiyo, lakini utaimanipulate in a way that you want. Useme hii length ni gani, hii length ni gani. Unaweza toa hizi w, e and s, uache note peke yake, etc. Yeah. Then we have the brush tool, or the paint. I will call it the paint or the brush or the flood fill. Hii ndio ile sasa niliwaambia tutatumia hapa juu. Hii kitu inaitwa the brush style hizi. So allow me to make a random figure to demonstrate how it works. Niko na rectangle hapa, na hii rectangle nataka kuishade. I will come and click on the brush tool. When I click on the brush tool, then I will come here on the pattern I'm going to use. This one, the first one means no pattern. The next one means a solid color. So if I click on this, inside this rectangle, it's going to be filled black. Why is it filled black? Because color yetu hapa ni black. We can change to another color we want. We click inside and it fills that color we want. Let's move to another pattern. We have a forward diagonals. When we select it, let me make it black. When we select the diagonals, we click inside, it's going to be a shaded diagonals like that. Wacha nichore kingine hapa kando. I change the pattern, backward. I click inside. Let me select this. I click inside, it's going to shade like that. Let me have another one down here, ndio zionekane differently. Tukue na lines, horizontal lines. If I click on the brush tool, it's going to draw horizontal lines like that. etc. Na hizi pattern zingine pia ziko hivyo. Huwa napenda sana, kuna yenye napendanga hapa, hii yenye nimeselect, this one. Yes, hiyo inaitwa intersecting diagonals. Hizo sasa, like that's a pattern, that's a brush. You can paint what you want the way you want it. Then second last we have the graph tool. Hapa sasa ni ile time tutachora graphs, the grid, how you form the Cartesian plane, how you label the axis, what you want to use. And there are different types of graphs that can be drawn under this one. There is a function graph, a statistics graph, the 3D objects, normal distribution, two circle, the Venn diagram. We know the Venn diagram. We have the 3 circle Venn diagram. We have a number line. We can make a graph paper. We have a unit circle. We have a tree diagram. We have a clock. Tunaweza tengeneza saa hapa tu saa hii. Yes, ndio hiyo saa tumetengeneza. Na pia tunaifanyia some editing, inakuwa saa mzuri na ile time tutakuwa tumeipea. Then we have the Pascal's triangle, we know this, and we have the earth. We have the earth. Hii haiko kwa ile version nyingine. Senior, can you confirm this? Haiko kwa version 5, I think. Yeah. This it is not there, it's in version 7. So that's why we were insisting on using version 7, because it's gonna some features which are not there in the previous versions. Then finally, we have the what we call the gallery. Gallery is already drawn objects, such as someone was telling me, Mwalimu, I want to learn how to draw a frustrum. I want to learn how to draw a cone. I want to learn how to draw a cylinder. Sasa system already imechora some of them if you want to use them direct. So you click on the drop down here. You are either going to select the gallery image or use the gallery image. So we are going to select. When we select, we come this drop down. Kuna mingi sana sasa hapa. Wewe ndio utachoose yenye utataka. Unataka chance process, unajua ni kama hiyo dice. Ile probability 6/3, something like that. Circle, we have circle geometry, we have dominoes, we have axiomics, isometric, etc. Prisms, ukichukua prisms ina change, inakuletea vitu kama hizi. Ile yenye mwalimu alikuwa anataka kuona, tuseme kama hiyo ukiselect, ukisema okay, sasa kazi yangu itakuwa tu ni kuja na kuclick na kumove venye nataka ikue. Tuseme nataka ikue hivi, naachilia. Yes, hide. I want to admit. Okay. Yes. Okay. So yes, these are already pre-drawn. Yani zimechorwa, unaweza tumia direct. So kazi yako ni kuja kuselect the image yenye unataka kutumia. Let me remove this one and we see what we have different. Select. What else can we get? We can get the pulley system. Tunaweza tumia pulley, tutake pulley gani? Tuseme kama hii ni ya physics Nataka kuchora pulley na kaa hivyo. Yes. Kitu mzuri sana kama hiyo. You see now how beautiful it is It's a good system. So up to that colleagues there are so many things we can do with this system, and there are so many features that we cannot be able to tackle. Venye nilisema as we were starting, ni wewe explore the system. Hakuna mtu mwenye amekufungia. During your free time, be curious to learn hii kitu itafanya aje, sababu you are not hautaharibu yoyote. You are not going to make the system to stop. No, when you are on this canvas, just play. That's your playground. Cheza na vitu hapo, utajifunza kitu before hata mwalimu akuje. Yeah, so I would like to stop there for today. Yes, that was an introduction. So I welcome Senior Nyikuri to make a comment, and maybe give 1 or 2 members to make comment before we say that we have introduced our lesson. Yes, please. Your hand was up, huh? Thank you, Senior, for remarks. Maybe before a member comes in, there's something I forgot to mention when I was starting. uh, at times, at times, but not always. At times, we might be forced to do what we call a makeup class. A makeup class is where you find that either one of us was not able to attend to a class. For instance, like senior Nyikuri can be maybe somewhere mali amepata blackout na amesema I'm experiencing a blackout. Can we move our class from 17 to 18 to maybe 8 to 9, then 9 to 10, something like that? Now that's a makeup class. But from previous the cohort we had, makeup class comes during weekends, mostly in weekends. You find like we can have a crash time, uh, weekend evenings like that. We recover for the lessons maybe we could not manage to attend to. Sometimes we might find ourselves ile tunasemanga unavoidable circumstances. You have been called somewhere na uko kwa barabara, haujafika kwa nyumba. I think mmenipata hapo, mmenielewa. Yeah, so we don't lose a lesson, we always recover a lesson during the weekend or the time agreed by the members. So we welcome a member to make a comment and volunteer to say a prayer as we close this session. Thank you. Any member can make a comment, raise a hand, make a comment, and any volunteer to pray for us. Amen. Thank you for the prayer. We see, oh yes, thank you so much for the prayer, members. I wish you a very peaceful night. Tupatane kesho, more communication itakuja kwa group. Thank you so much. Good night.